After recounting the divine collaboration between Vyasa and Ganesha in composing the Mahabharata, Sarpa continued his narration by introducing the tale of King Janamejaya and the Sarpa sacrifice. He described how Janamejaya, driven by grief and vengeance over the death of his father, Parikshit, initiated a grand snake sacrifice. King Janamejaya was the son of Maharaja Parikshit and the grandson of Abhimanyu. After the great Kurukshetra war, the Kuru dynasty was re-established with Parikshit becoming the king. One day, King Parikshit went hunting and became extremely thirsty. He came across the hermitage of a sage named Shamika. The sage was deep in meditation and did not respond to the king's request for water. Frustrated and angered, Parikshit took a dead snake and placed it around the sage's neck as an insult before leaving the hermitage. When Shamika's son Shringan learned of this disrespect, he was enraged and cursed Parikshit, declaring that the king would die from a snake bite within 7 days. On the 7th day of the curse, the serpent king Takshaka in disguise approached Parikshit's palace. Despite all the measures Parikshit took to protect himself, Takshaka managed to penetrate the defenses and bite the king, leading to his immediate death. Following Parikshit's death, his ministers and courtiers were stricken with grief. The news of the king's demise spread quickly throughout the kingdom, reaching the ears of his son Janamejaya, who was still a child at the time. Janamejaya was deeply saddened and enraged upon hearing the details of his father's death. As he grew older and ascended the throne, his anger towards the serpent race, particularly Takshaka, grew stronger. Determined to avenge his father, Janamejaya decided to perform a massive snake sacrifice known as the Sarpa Satra. To exterminate all the snakes in the world, especially Takshaka, Janamejaya summoned the greatest priests and sages of his time to conduct the Sarpa Satra. The ritual aimed at annihilating the entire race of serpents started drawing all the snakes into the sacrificial fire through the power of mantras. As the sacrifice progressed, thousands of serpents were drawn into the fire, and Janamejaya eagerly awaited the moment when Takshaka would also meet his end. Takshaka, however, managed to avoid the sacrificial fire by seeking refuge with Indra, the king of the gods. Indra protected Takshaka by offering him shelter in his divine palace. As the mantras continued to draw in all the snakes, the sages noticed that Takshaka had not yet appeared. The priests chanted even more potent mantras, aiming to draw Takshaka out of Indra's palace. As a result, Indra himself, along with Takshaka, began to be pulled toward the sacrificial fire. Realizing that the situation was getting out of hand, the gods intervened. Astika, a young sage born to the serpent goddess Manasa and the sage Jarat Karu, was destined to end the Sarpa Satra. Astika was well versed in the scriptures and was a wise and eloquent speaker. His mother Manasa sent him to stop the sacrifice and save the serpent race. Astika approached Janamejaya and praised him for his power, wisdom, and dedication to his father. Pleased with the young sage's words, Janamejaya offered Astika a boon. He requested that the Sarpa Satra be stopped immediately and that no more snakes be sacrificed. Although Janamejaya was reluctant, having been so close to achieving his revenge, he was bound by his word to fulfill the boon. He halted the sacrifice, thus saving the remaining serpents, including Takshaka. With the conclusion of the Sarpa Satra initiated by King Janamejaya, we now turn our attention to the next chapter of the Mahabharata, which delves into the birth of Bhishma, one of the most pivotal and revered figures in the epic, and the remarkable story of his life.